looking like trash. I just wanted to talk about Out of the Woods. I am 63% of the way through this. Now, I didn't really do any reading last week. I don't know, I was in a bit of a reading slump. I just couldn't get into it. Today, I've really pushed myself and carried on with this book. So, yeah, like I say, I am 63% of the way through. Chapter 17. Now, this book is good, but it's kind of giving privilege. No, the premise of this, these are a married couple and they're having marital issues. And literally at the minute, it's just like their communication style that isn't working. Some of the quotes in there are good, and like what they're saying to each other, yeah, like it's okay, but the FMC, I think her name's Sarah. Yeah, it's Sarah. And the MMC is Caleb. The story's just not giving anything. Like, I'm just not bothered about the characters at all, and I'm actually really disappointed because I do like Hannah Bonam-Young's like writing, and Out on a Limb was one of my favourite books of last year, like easily. It was a 5-star read and I absolutely loved that book, and I would recommend that to everybody. But this book at the minute it's not even giving like anything that tragic. Like, he has a trust fund, he married her and she didn't really have any money, then she didn't work after they got married, so she's just like a stay-at-home wife. Each to their own. Like, he wanted her to be a stay-at-home wife, okay, cool, but she's like complaining because she's not working. Like, the book's so weird. I don't know if I'm just like completely missing the point of the book, probably, but I don't know, I'm just not finding it that great. I did finish 5 Brothers, which, I mean, I'll probably do another video about that, but I did finish that. Really didn't like that book. As I said, I was in a reading slump, so like I was listening to that while I was like working or whatnot, and yeah, that book didn't hit. So I'm not sure that I'll carry on with a like Penelope Douglas again. I had a quick look on Goodreads, not for spoilers, just to see like what people had rated it, and to be fair, it's not got that many reviews yet, but it is still rated for 3 or 4. So yeah, I'm not too sure if I'm missing the point. I don't know what will happen in the end, but the basis of it is they're a rich married couple. Her mum has died. She's got trauma from that. She's a stay-at-home wife. She doesn't like how he provides for her, and he just wants her to be happy, and he wants them to be stable and like stay as they are forever. And she's like, we are never going to stay as we are. People change, And the Out of the Woods, like the woods part comes into it because their friends from the first book, Out on a Limb, I think it's like Win. Is her name Win? Yeah, I think it's Win. They told them they need to go on like a marriage counselling retreat thing in the woods. So that's what they're currently on. It's written really well. I do still like Hannah Bonam-Young's writing. I'm just not sure that this book is like giving. I don't know. I'll keep you updated and let you know at the end. But yeah, at the minute, it's maybe sitting at like a 3.5 star. For me. So I'm coming up to chapter 20, but I've just read the most depressing thing ever, and yeah, let me read it for you. But basically, because I'm due on at the end of this week, if you know, you know, I literally am so emotional. Let me just read this bit for you. So the basic gist of what I'm reading at the minute, like what I just want to describe to you, is the FMC Sarah. She lost her mum, and it describes like parental loss like throughout it. It's kind of like one of the themes. Hits home for me, great. There's a little girl as well called Libby throughout, and I think she's 10, and she's also lost her mum, but she is the owners, I guess you could say, of the retreat. She is their granddaughter. So basically Libby and Sarah, this isn't really a spoiler, but they get closer to talk about parental loss. And let me just read this bit, it's so depressing. So she was basically asking Libby was asking Sarah, like, does it hurt less? And then she was saying she had to move in with her grandma. And she was like, I don't know. I just know she's not here. But sometimes when I first wake up in the morning, I'll forget that she's not. That's so real. Especially when you first lose a parent, you're really like, you just wake up forgetting for like, even if it's like a split second, you wake up like, huh, and then it hits you like a ton of bricks again, and you're like, so depressing. So yeah, this book has made me extra depressed. Like I'm due on at the end of this week, and now I'm reading about parental loss. Thanks. Like, why am I reading this book? But I guess it's picked up a little bit. A couple of sex scenes in it, a couple of smutty bits in it. Nothing to write home about though at the minute, apart from it being depressing. So I am super late to the party with filming this one. I kind of spaced out for like a week. I really couldn't be bothered to do anything. I've been feeling really like under the weather, time of the month, obviously, that's why. But I was in a bit of a reading slump. I'm not anymore. That'll be in a different video. But I guess let's talk about Out of the Woods by Hannah Bonam-Young. So I finished this, I think last week, maybe the start of last week. Like I say, I'm filming this like way after I should have done. And I did want to give like a real-time reaction to, you know, when I was finishing this and like how I thought about it. But I did put like a mini review on my Instagram, so go and check that out. I'll post it here, but also do have a look at that, what I did want to say about the book, because that was kind of like more at the time when I read it. So from what I can remember about this book, like I say, I was a bit spaced out last week. I did like this. Obviously I love Hannah Bonam-Young's writing, and Out on a Limb, the first book, I guess it is a series because they are mentioned in this book, but they can be standalones, so you don't have to read the first book to be able to read this, just to say. But yeah, the first one, chef's kiss, one of my favorite books of last year. Like I would reread that book in a heartbeat. Amazing. But this one, I rated it 3.5 stars. Now I'm not too sure what was kind of missing for me from this. I guess I didn't really like the aspect of them being married in the first place. You know, like I've said in previous videos, I love enemies to lovers. Yeah, they were kind of enemies, but they were already married, so I was like, okay, well, if they don't get divorced, unless one of them dies, like nothing's gonna really change. Like they'll just, like I could already get to the point of the end of the book in my head. You know what I mean? I already knew what was gonna happen, kind of. Like they were gonna make friends again, but they're already married, so the book was mainly about them communicating better. And I just thought to myself, like, maybe I'm just naive. They're already married. Shouldn't they be communicating? They obviously got together when they were young, but there was a bit of like trauma, kind of why they got together, and like things were hard and he could kind of help her and all this stuff, and like obviously he wanted to make her happy and that's why they got married, etc. And yeah, that was like, obviously getting married so young must be really hard, says me, but I got married pretty young. I mean 26, I'm basically a child bride. I'm not 26 now, I'm 29, but you know what I mean. And I don't know, something didn't click about this book the whole way through as well. There was this like level of privilege that I didn't really get. He has a lot of money, the MMC, and his parents also have a lot of money, and she doesn't come from the same money as he does. Like, and there's this isn't a spoiler, but there's like a fundraiser and she's not getting any donations like to the foundation, and I think it's the ALS foundation, like for her mum who died in the book. And you know that like from the start, no one was donating to this foundation. So I think he gives like a big donation. I don't know if it's like 100 grand or something, but he gives like a big donation, because obviously that's nothing for his, like in his pocket, like that's nothing. And technically for hers as well, like obviously they're married, so that is her money too. It was just like, that was like their argument. Their whole argument was she didn't want him to help her, and he helped her. And the whole way through, he was like, oh, I just want to not look after you, because that sounds a little bit like, but he was, you know, I just want you to be happy, and like I thought we were happy. And I guess he throws money at the situation to make it better, but from my point of view, that just gives off like major I'm so privileged vibes. Like if I'm able to just drop 100 grand, like imagine just having that money. So that annoyed me, because the whole way through I was literally just reading it like, you're very privileged, and you're complaining because your husband donated to your ALS foundation, which still will go to the cause, and you're complaining. Yeah, no, I was a bit miffed about that, and maybe I missed the whole point of the book, and maybe the whole point of the book was to kind of, I don't know, find yourself. They both found themselves together and trying to improve for the future and trying to improve, I don't know, for 30 years down the line. But in my head, I'm like, you have all this money, you're married to a guy who's rich as hell, and yeah, okay, she might feel like she doesn't have like anything in her life that's hers, but this didn't need to be a book. Which sounds really bad, but like it didn't give me anything. And yeah, maybe I'm missing the point of the book. I just wasn't that bothered about them. I was just like, you're just giving me privileged people. You're giving me like, oh, I'm having all these marital issues, but I've got millions in the bank account. I was like, okay. So like, that's the whole point of you going on this therapy trip, I guess, and like paying for it. Like how nice that they have the money to be able to go on this therapy trip weekend and sort out their issues. Yeah, I'm really hating on this book. I don't know why. But also the ending took like a turn. There was a bit of a turn and I was like, oh God, Jesus, it actually got exciting. So that bit was good. Also, there isn't that much smut in it. So if you're reading it for the smut, there's not that much. So it's just kind of a cutesy read. So yeah, I don't know. Would I recommend it? Probably not. I don't know. I loved Out on a Limb. So kind of like a homage to Out on a Limb. That's why I rated this a little bit higher than I probably should. So I did 3.5 stars, but obviously on Goodreads you can't rate 0.5 of a star, so I've rated it 4 on Goodreads. As I'm filming this video, I have already finished another 1.5 books. I'm currently reading The Housemaid and The Housemaid's Secret. I finished The Housemaid within like 2 days, so I've not even been able to film to talk about that yet, but that will be in another video. So I know this is the continuing series, so I have finished Out of the Woods now, kind of finished that mini-ish series. So of the series that I already have, I'm not too sure what I'll move on to yet. So yeah, alongside Out of the Woods, I was reading also 5 Brothers, which I rated 2 stars. Not really in a series, I guess kind of a standalone, so I can go into more information about that in the next video. But yeah, in terms of the continuing series, I am not too sure what I'm going to read next. I guess you could kind of say The Housemaid that I have started is a continuing series, but I'm not going to count that because I've just bought it and I've just like, I read The Housemaid, I think it was like 10 hours it took me. So I read that pretty quick, which is so weird for me because I am a slow reader as well. So I am as surprised as you are. And I am reading The Housemaid's Secret. I started that yesterday and I'm hoping to finish it today or tomorrow after work, obviously. I think I got to like 100 and I think I'm like 44% of the way through. Yeah, let me know if you have read Out of the Woods and what you think about it. Yeah, please like and subscribe to my channel. It really helps and I'm having a lot of fun. It has just been 6 months since I started my YouTube. This is kind of like a happy 6 month video. So yeah, I'm really happy and I'm enjoying my mini hobby and I'm enjoying reading lots of books. So yeah, I'm back out of my reading slump and hopefully we'll have a few more videos for you as the weeks commence. So while we're talking about books, I think I might as well show you the most recent books that I've bought. And if you do follow me on TikTok, you will have seen recently that I did a charity shop run and managed to get It Ends With Us and Cinderella Is Dead. I'll put a little clip of it up there, but do go follow me on TikTok if you want to see kind of more up-to-date videos, I guess, because these ones do take a little longer to edit together than something on TikTok. But yeah, this It Ends With Us was like pretty brand new and I think it was 50p. And honestly, I can't believe somebody donated it. Now, obviously I've heard it's not that good, so I might give it a go at some point, but I've got it, and if anybody says to me, oh, I really want to read it, at least I can give them a copy of it for 50p. I was like, why not? And obviously my friend Alex, I think she has this on her list, Cinderella Is Dead, to read, and I took a picture of it and was like, I can't believe this, I have to get this book. So 50p. I mean, it was a bit damaged, but what do you want for 50p? I'm actually really excited to read this as well. So that is on my TBR pile. I will have to read both of those at some point. Then I think slightly after the charity shop hunt, I did a few more book buying episodes, and I managed to get First Time Caller with these, I don't know if you can see it, beautiful sprayed edge. I mean, look at that, it's absolutely stunning. From the Works, of course. Where else? I mean, the Works is literally the best place to buy books from. This is meant to be really good as well. I am excited to read this, but it's a bit of a chunky romance. Yeah, it's like 435 pages, which is quite a lot for a romance. You know me, like, I only want something that's 300 pages so I can binge it in like a couple of days, but this isn't it. Since it's a standalone book, at least I can read this in one of my standalone sessions, and then I can do a video about it. So there's that. Then next I got from Amazon Wild Side, and this is obviously the third book in the, is it the Rose Hill series? I can't remember now, but this is on the list to read. And this does count to one of, like, towards the series ones, so you will see this in the continuing series. Then as kind of, I don't know, kind of separately, I bought these from the Works just because they had really nice sprayed edges and it was in a series. So I bought Collide and Spiral. I don't know, sorry, the sunlight's really bright today. If you can see the sprayed edges, like, they're gorgeous. But I mean, look at them, absolutely stunning. In terms of like them being beautiful, and in terms of not judging a book by its cover, I totally judge, because look at that. It's literally the only reason I bought them. I've never read anything by this author before, so this will be a tester. Then my most recent, kind of like the other day that I bought, there's quite a few. So I did an online order from the Works because I wanted the Filthy Rich Vampire series. There is a booktuber that I follow. I think her name is Eilidh Brown. I'll put a little picture of her up there. But she was talking about the Filthy Rich Vampire series. I think she's currently reading it as well. And she, like, by watching her video, it actually encouraged me to go buy it. So I did. And because they didn't actually have it in the store, they only had like the last two. They didn't have the first two, and I did ask, but they didn't have it, so they said order it online. So I ended up ordering a couple more because I didn't want to pay for the postage. Just to start us off, that's the series. And again, if you've seen my TikTok, I did post that I bought these the other day, so do go check that out. But this will be a series that I need to read, and I'm excited. And then as soon as I start it, I guess this counts towards my continuing series. So not to stress Alex and Alex out who watch my videos, but that will be, and then another series that I need to at some point finish. So I'm really sorry guys, like, to stress you out, but I really wanted to buy these, and like, look how beautiful they look. Yeah, I can't get over how pretty they are. I bought this, and within the order, I also then bought, because I saw that they had this in the shop, but I thought, let me get it online so I can get free postage. By the same author, Filthy Rich Fae, but this one has a sprayed edge. And I assume the Vampires one is finished and this one has just started. And I assume it's kind of like the same dealio. But obviously Fae, not vampire. So if the Vampires one is finished, I'll be very happy with that because it's only 4 books, so it's not too bad. And this one's just started. So, and I saw people talking about this book years ago, before I was like really into my reading. So I was like, do you know what? I am gonna buy it. And you'll say, yes, it's A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. Now everybody raved about this years and years ago, like I said, and I do want to give this a read. It is on my like TBR, like every time I see people talking about it, I'm like, I do need to at some point read this book. So while I could like get free postage, I was like, why not add it along to my order? So that was added in as well. Then Alex and Alex again, hey, shout out. They were reading The Housemaid. Now Alex read that I think quite a while ago, and then AJ was like reading it and she was like 5-star. So I had to purchase it myself. As you saw before, like I said, I read this within 10 hours, something like that. I think I started it, read 50 pages, and then read the rest of it the next day. Like I literally read it so quickly. This is one of my favourite books ever. I can't believe it. So thank you Alex and Alex for recommending this, because this is a shout. And I know everybody's been going on about this, but I don't know, I just wasn't in the thriller world of things, but now I definitely am. And Frida McFadden, yeah, shout out, I love this. And I had to run over to the works yesterday, so I've read 143 pages of this. But this is another kind of like my books that I bought recently, and I will talk about these in a separate video because I don't want to go into too much detail about these. I do want to do a separate video, but these two at the minute are like ruling my life. Like I'm obsessed with them, and all I want to do is sit and read these books. So yeah, that's kind of my book haul, I guess you could say. These are my most recent books that I've bought. I'll go put them on the shelf then, and I'll do a little montage. Yeah, let me do a little, I'll show you my bookshelf now. Thank you for joining me today, and please like and subscribe and comment, that would be amazing. And yeah, I'll catch you in the next one. But thanks again, love you lots, bye.